Children, now let's see the other concept, that is, and we know that animals live in, as they single, some animals live in pairs and some in groups. Now question is, why do animals live in groups? Animals live in groups for certain reasons. So there are certain reasons why they live in groups, why they live together. One is for protection. What is that, children? Protection. One is for protection. Weak animals such as fish and birds, which are prey to other animals. So weak animals such as fish and birds. So here the weak animals such as fish and birds, these are prey. Prey means, children, food. Prey means food. So these are food for other animals. Food to other animals. These are food to other animals. So weak animals such as fish and birds are prey to other animals. Usually they move in groups. If you will observe the fish in the water also, children, in the aquarium in your houses also, these fish move in groups. And a flock of birds, the group of birds in the sky, they also move in group. The fishes in the aquarium move in a group. The flock of birds also move in a group in the sky. They can protect themselves when they are attacked by predators or animals. So they protect themselves. So here, why the animals? The question is, why the animals live in group means, if fish is single, if any other animals attack the fish, it won't protect by itself. Like that, if the bird is single, it won't protect by itself. If they are in group, if any animal attack, these animals also in a group, they attack. That is the reason for protection, these animals live in groups. Second one, for looking for food. Second one is looking for food. So we know that food is a basic thing that is required in our life. Yes or no, children? Yes. Predators such as, see, children, prey is food. Predator means which eats. For example, if we eat chicken, we are called predator, that hen is called prey. If we eat mutton, that means the flesh of a goat or sheep, we are called predators, the goat or sheep is called prey. Predator means which eats, prey means which are eaten. Okay, so here prey means food and predator means which eats or attacks. So predators such as wolves hunt in groups. They cooperate to hunt their prey for caring their young ones. So these wolves in groups, the wolf is singular, wolves is plural. These wolves as a group, they attack and take the food. Okay, in the first case, for protection, the fishes and birds in a group, they protect from or defend from the other animals. In the second case, it is predator. In the first case, prey. In the second case, it is predator. Okay, so as a group, these animals attack. Children, you are very favorite channel, that is this animal channel, like Discovery Channel. Okay, so National Geographical Channel. If you will observe, some animals moves in a group. As a group, they attack other animals. In the second case, some animals live in a group. As a group, they protect from other animals. Okay, and next one, take page number 68. Page number 68. A group usually consists of few parents and many young ones. So here, few parents and many young ones. Group consists of few parents and many young ones. What do you mean by young ones, children? Yes, You are the young ones for your parents. Puppies are the young ones for the dogs. Kittens are the young ones for the cats. Okay. So here the parents cooperate with each other while caring for their young ones. Caring for their young ones is very, very, very important, and it is mandatory for all the animals. If you will observe, a small insect also it care for the eggs. If you observe the hen, if after here see, after laying the egg, if you will try to touch the egg in front of the hen, what happens, children? Yes, it won't allow. That is called caring. That is called caring. Do you know kangaroos? Kangaroos have a pouch. Actually, this pouch helps the kangaroos to protect the immature babies. Immature babies means, say, now before completion of the gestation period, usually for human beings, what is the pregnancy period? 9 months. After 9 months, yes, we will come out from our mother's womb. Like that, every animal will be having that period. Okay, that is called gestation period. But in kangaroos, what will happen? The matured babies, before actually, before only these kangaroos give birth to the young ones. Those are called immature babies. These immature babies are, here see, they bear their babies inside the sac or pouch like structure and protect them. See how caring. Even you can observe the monkeys also. Yes, children, if you observe the monkeys also, the small monkeys, the young ones, okay, are tamed by the parents, are protected by the parent monkey. So this is why the animals live in group means first one is for protection, second for looking for food, and third one is caring for their young ones. And next one is for building shelter. And you know that shelter is very, very important for every animal in order to protect from heat, cold, rain and enemies. Imagine, children, if there is no house for you, you won't be protected from rain, you won't be protected from sun, you won't be protected from heat, cold, you won't be protected from the dangerous animals like snakes. Okay, and you won't be protected from the enemies also. Not only for us children, for every animal shelter is important. Bird built its nest. How beautiful it makes its nest, see. So beavers built their shelter together. Living in groups helps animals to find or build their shelters easily. So beavers are the animals, they built their shelters. How they built means, actually when they find there is a stream of water, and they make the stream of water as a stagnant water by placing a log of wood. Okay, and they place the log of wood, and inside the stagnant water they live. Okay, see how these animals, some animals as a group, they protect from other animals. If you see the fish and birds, some animals like wolves, as a group they attack other animals. Some animals as a group take care of their young ones, and some animals as a group build their shelter. Now do you know group of elephants? A group of elephants. Here see children, let's see the words. A group of elephants is called herd. A group of elephants is called herd. So group of elephants. Group of elephants is called herd. So next one is a group of lions is called a pride. A group of lions. Children, do you know lion? Yes. That's a very ferocious animal. It is called pride. A group of elephants is called herd. A group of lions is called pride. A group of fish is called a school. It's a very interesting word. A group of fish is called school. So a pride of lion, a herd of elephants, a school of fish. A group of crows is called a mother. A group of crows is called murder children. A group of crows is called murder. A group of owls is called parliament. So these are the different words, children. A group of owls is called parliament. Group of words is called parliament. Group of ants, already we have learned, that is called colony. So group of ants is called colony. Now let me repeat once again here. See, group of elephants is called herd. Group of lions is called pride. Group of fish is called school. Group of crows is called murder. Group of owls is called parliament. Group of ants is called colony. Now let's see animal behavior. Okay. Yes, children. Now let's see another important term, that is animal behavior. We know that not only animals, I told you while giving the introduction also how we behaves when some strangers come to house, our relatives comes to house, or when we go to any other official place. Yes or no? When we won't behave in a constant manner, we will behave according to the situation. Here also animals behave in a different way. Animal behavior is a scientific study of wild and wonderful ways. So animal behavior is the scientific. What is this, children? Scientific study of animal behavior is the scientific study of wild and wonderful ways. Wild and wonderful ways. Wild and wonderful ways in which animals interact with one another. In which animals interact with one another. Animals interact with one another, with other living beings and with the environment. With the living beings and with environment. See, children, so this is also a science or a scientific study of wild and wonderful ways in which animals interact. What do you mean by interaction? How one animal lives with other animal, how it behaves with other animal, okay, and other living beings, not only among themselves, with other ones also, and with the environment. Animal behavior include communication. So what are the stages that are present in this? One is communication. What do you mean by communication? How they give signals, how they understand. For example, if there is any danger, if there is a sign of danger, how one animal communicates to other animal, how the other animal could be known from this animal. Next one, navigation. Navigation is finding their direction, in which way they have to go. Next one, foraging. What is this, children? Foraging. Foraging. Mating. Mating. Next one, parenting. Parenting. And social cooperation. So let me explain these words. Okay. Children, now I am going to explain each and every term which I wrote here on the board. Communication. So here these are the different stages in the animal behavior. Communication. For example, if you want anything to eat, directly you will ask your mother, so and so, Amma, I'm hungry, so and so I want to eat like you will ask your mother. And if your mother asks you, you will answer. And not only your mother and child relationship, even you can talk to your friends and express your feelings, share your feelings. Yes or no? Like that, animals also communicate, but not through language. There are different signals. Yes or no, children? Okay. Like making sounds in a different way so that they can understand among the groups, not ourselves. Next one is navigation, finding the correct route. If one animal goes in one way to a certain place, the other animals also follow the animal or bird. But the first animal, they should know the navigation, finding the particular route. Foraging. Yes, foraging is another word. What do you mean by foraging? Searching for the food in the wildlife. That is very important to maintain the fitness of the animal, searching of food in the wildlife. Mating. You know that you have come from your parents, kittens come from the mother cats, and puppies comes from the adult dogs. Like that, how they will come? They come from the male dog and the female dog, or the male cat and the female cat, even we also from our mother and father. How means that is reproduction due to the mating. Okay. Next one is parenting, bringing up the child from infant stage to, or from first day to a particular stage, that is called as parenting. Social cooperation. Social cooperation means, yes, as a group, there should be coordination and cooperation of each and every organism. That can be in dogs or buffaloes or goats or owls or bats or even human beings also. So once again I repeat, the animal behavior is a scientific study of wild and wonderful ways in which animals interact with one another, and they interact with the living beings, interact with the environment. And there are different stages, that is communication. Why this? What are the different animal behavior? Means navigation, foraging, mating, parenting, and social cooperation. Okay. Children, now see shy animals. We also feel shy. Like that, animals also feel shy. Yes or no? Now it is a very interesting thing. You can see some figures of animals that are given in page number 68. Deer, squirrel, rabbit. These are shy animals. Throw some rice or bread crumbs in the open. Children, what you have to do? Throw some rice or bread crumbs in the open. You will see birds, squirrels and other small animals come to feed on them. So if you will throw the rice or bread crumbs, and you can observe the squirrels or the squirrels or the birds and small animals come and eat them. Observe them carefully. You will notice that all birds and animals do not come near the food till you are around. Yes, children, when you will throw the rice or bread crumbs, small animals and the birds and the squirrels come and eat. But you will observe, if you are there, those own animals won't come near the food if you are around. They are shy. Why? They are shy children and pick the food only when there is no one around. So when there is no one around, when there is no one, when there is no one around only, they pick the food. Some animals like deer, rabbits and hares. So deer, rabbits and hares. So deer, rabbits and hares are shy by nature. Are shy by nature. So when there is no one around, only these animals like deer, rabbits and hares, they are shy by nature. When they find that if there is no one, they go and eat the food. Otherwise they feel shy. They run away as they hear unusual sounds or see humans. And this is a common experience that they will run away from the place. Yes or no? They will run away from the place, and if they hear unusual sounds or see human beings. Next one is friendly animals. What are these children? Friendly animals. Next one is friendly animals. Friendly animals. Some animals like cows. Pigeons, and some animals like cows, pigeons and dogs are friendly children. Children, if you will observe, the dog is friend in nature with you. Like that, pigeons and cows also. When you give them food, when you offer the food, they immediately come to eat and become friendly with you. Yes, children, you try to offer the food that is present in the, present near your surroundings, any dog or a cow or a pigeon. Yes, if you will offer once or twice, they immediately come to you and make friendship with you. Farm animals such as goats, hens and ducks. Goats, hens and ducks. These are the farm animals. Okay. So here the goats, hens and ducks are also friendly by nature. They are not afraid of people, children. These goats, ducks and hens are not like squirrels or deer or hare or rabbit. They won't afraid and move around the farm freely. Dolphin and fish are also friendly sea creatures. Dolphin and fish are friendly sea creatures. Creatures means animals. So here see, first type is shy animals. You feel that these are animals, when there is a food, when you throw a rice, they will see and search. If there is no one only, they come and pick up. They are called because of shyness. Deer, rabbits and hares are shy by nature. Friendly animals. Cows, pigeons and dogs are friendly children. When you will offer the food, they immediately come and eat the food. Goats, hens and ducks are farm animals. They are also friendly. Dolphin and fish are friendly sea creatures. And next one is animal babies love to play. So you know that animal babies love to play. Animal babies love to play. All animal babies enjoy playing. Yes, children. If you will observe the kitten or puppies, they enjoy playing. You must have seen dogs and cats fighting with each other. Actually, that is not fighting there, that is playing. Sometimes they roll over or pull or push each other. Babies of wild animals also play with one another. So these babies of wild animals and even the domestic animals, they love playing. Okay. Children, now see, give and take relationship. What is that, children? Give and take. Give and take relationship. Give and take relationship. So we also, as a human beings, sometimes when we are in requirement, we take, and when we feel that someone is in requirement, we will give. So have you seen a bird riding on the back of a cow? Children, the oxpeckers or the birds, not only in the back of the cow, even on the buffalo also. Have you seen a bird riding on the back of a cow? These birds are cattle egrets. The birds that ride on the back of giraffe, rhinoceros and oxen are called oxpeckers. What are oxpeckers, children? The birds that ride on the backs of the birds that ride on the backs of giraffe. What is that? Giraffe, rhinoceros, rhinoceroses and oxen. So the birds which ride on the backs of giraffe, rhinoceroses and oxen are called oxpeckers. These two types of birds eat insects which live on the skin of animals. One is egrets. What are egrets, children? The birds which ride on the back of cow are called egrets. The birds which ride on the backs of giraffe, rhinoceros and oxen are called oxpeckers. Birds that ride on the back of cow are called egrets. Why they ride on the back of these animals? Why? Because they eat insects which live on the skin of animals. In turn, they warn the animals with shrieks when they see an enemy. So here, see, this is a mutualism. How mutual they are cooperating. By riding on the skin or back of the cow, the bird will get the food by eating the insects which are present on the skin. Then what the animal will get? Yes, it will get the protection. When these birds will shriek, when they see the enemy, these birds will shriek. Automatically the animal move away from the place. So the bird is giving the animal protection and the animal is offering the food. This is how they will give and take. So once again I repeat, you will be observing so many birds riding the back of the animals, like oxpeckers ride on the backs of giraffe, rhinoceros and oxen, whereas egrets ride on the back of a cow. These two types of animals live on the skin of these two types of birds live on the skin of the animals and they eat the insects or small insects and they get the food. At the same time, they warn the animal with shrieks when they see an enemy. See the figures, the oxpeckers and the cattle egrets. A little fish, remora. What is that, children? Remora. It is a little fish. The little fish which is called remora lives attached to a shark. Shark is a big fish, children. Shark is a big fish, whereas this remora attached to the big fish and eats small creatures that lives on the shark's body. So that in turn, this small fish, a remora, gives a warning signal to the shark. Shark gives food indirectly. So this is how these animals give and take. Okay.